Not you, Gail. All right, we are live and you are all set. Not you, Gail.
Okay, we'll call to order the finance committee for January at 6:01. Is there any public comment out in there?
Nope.
So roll call, looks like we're all here. We'll look at the minutes for December's meeting. Can I get an approval of the minutes?
Motion, second.
All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
All right, estimate for Grand River from Woodbury. So first, let's start. So make sure I understand. So if it's at the four-way stop, the Grand River, and you're heading towards the Legion, is that?
That's to our city limits.
Okay,
The county is doing their 2024, they are doing from Morris Road to our city limits,
which one's more?
across 52.
Okay.
And, I talked to Brad, I talked to Chris, and I haven't given an estimate, because I think it's only in our best interest that we jump on board with their prices. I mean, why stop that last
Little bit.
little bit? So
Yeah.
this is the estimate that they've given me to continue our section to match up with theirs. And I didn't have a DPW meeting last month, so I just wanted to make sure it was okay to have them continue on with this.
And in your opinion, that's a good figure for us.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I've had Adam look at it, so.
It seems like a good price. I mean, I don't know what the streets cost last year, but like the 2 parking lots that we did this year were like,
Right, this is
Right.
coming in at what they're gonna cost for all their county stuff, but they're doing way more than we are, so they got a
Right.
better price range.
sure. Right. Yeah, so it seems like a very good deal for a quarter mile or whatever.
We're just looking for a motion to take this
To
to
city
city
council.
council.
Yes,
I make that motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So we'll just bring it to city council and make our recommendation.
Yeah.
It looks good. So we're gonna recommend. All right, Garber overhead door.
I had Brandy come in and go over all my doors, and it's been, I wanna get him on a regular basis, it's been a long time since he's done them. And so maintenance is a little behind where it should be, but this is to get all our doors, rollers back up, the flashing fixed, the the weather seal at the bottom fixed. This is all of our overhead doors at City Hall, including the police department.
So how many doors is that?
2, 4, 5, 7, 8, I think.
And then going forward, you're thinking of doing like a rotation type thing? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it would be in our best interest to set up with him. I talked to him about a little bit, like every couple of years he comes in, and so it doesn't get this far on him.
Yeah.
Adjustments.
So are you thinking you have the money in your budget, I guess, or is this something that we need to? I mean, so I'm guessing this wasn't talked about as far as the budget for the ends June.
No, this was something that came up to me when we was doing some door maintenance ourselves, and I noticed rollers were getting loose and. So it was something I wanted to get taken care of before we started having major issues with it.
I mean, for 8 doors.
Yeah.
I mean, because I do think we should be doing maintenance on a regular basis or.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's spending more money on that.
Yeah, I just spent a lot of money on my own garage doors.
Right.
And it was quarter of this for one door.
I make a motion that we take it to city council.
That we're in favor of it.
Yeah, that we're in favor of it.
A second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Do you think that's gonna help too in heating stuff too? Like, are they gonna?
It will, because he'll be replacing, we got 3 or 4 doors that's got like the seals are broke at the bottom, and that's like what's on there to get replaced.
Yeah.
plus the outer flashing seals have been replaced, we got some that are pulled away and,
Keep the mice in.
you know, or lock them in.
Right.
All
They'll
right.
be happy it's warmer out there.
You know, and it's just part of the stuff I've been working on, like when we switched over to all the infrared heaters, and I mean, everything is helping, so.
Right.
Well, weather's helping for the. heat too.
That's coming.
Yeah. All right.
I see those in the single digits next week.
So let's go to the budget. So we're on a June 30th. Year end. So if you look at the first column, it's the amended budget. And then if you look at the second column, it's the activity through. It should be through the time she printed this. And so it kind of tells you the remaining of what's in the budget. So right now we're at the halfway point. So, and I mean, I kind of look through this, but what I would suggest, I guess, is as you're looking down, I mean, I normally look at that remaining budget and like the first thing that you see is property taxes. Well, there's the timing issue when those come in, even though it looks like, you know, we might be having a lot is the timing of it. So some of the things you look at, they don't come in every month at the same amount. They come in at different times of the year. But I still kind of try to go through here and look at things, especially if we're already at a deficit, because obviously we didn't budget enough money for whatever it is. If it's, we had a skew, we should look at it. So I don't know if you guys took some time and looked through this at all with, I mean, obviously she just gave us this printed one, but it was in that packet of the city council meeting as well. But it's got them, you know, each department, the zoning department, the, you know, ambulance, the professional fees. So like, for instance, the professional fees, I'm looking right. I mean, we just paid that and we only pay it once a year. So it, even though it doesn't look like anything's left, that makes sense because we're not going to pay it again the following year. But it's a time to kind of look at stuff because the next budget's going to be coming up and do we need to change anything? Oh,
Is it a 6-month budget or a 1-year budget?
so it's the budget is for a year.
Okay.
That's sitting in the first column. The second column should be the activities for 6 months. So it's like you're looking at it halfway through to say, okay, this is how much money I budgeted, this is how much we spent, this is how much is remaining.
When it says we have remaining for property tax, it's 106,000, like
I think,
from July 1st to December 31st of next year, that's when that will come in.
right, so let's say your winter's taxes, they're not due till February 14th. It's 14th. And so some people don't pay them until that's due. So some of the property taxes hasn't come in.
Okay.
And for instance, like dog licenses, you know, next year we won't have that because now I guess they're doing that. But there's some things that, you know, they make sense. But the reason is it's a halfway point to look at it and you're starting another budget that's going to be gone over the next couple of months and finalized. So it gives you a kind of an idea of if there's anything that sticks out that we want more detail on, we can ask, you know, to get more detail, what went into that account.
Did anything stick out to you?
No, not really, actually. I want to say there was one thing, but then I figured out that I thought it was just a matter of a transferring type thing. That's what's coming from a business perspective and a financial. It's all that fund transferring that sometimes gets me a little confused. But you have to do it that way. So. I guess, and then, you know, in the next couple months, be working and get this person on board and stuff, but we're gonna have to do a budget. So if anything, you know, you start looking at this stuff and anything sticks out, we can always ask for more detail or clarification or whatever. So. But there isn't anything to make a motion or anything about, or it's just more of us looking at it and if we have any questions. I think one of the things that we do, as I'm looking at this, I know the healthcare insurance that we have sounds like they're gonna go away or whatever. We're gonna have to change our healthcare provider, my understanding. Isn't that correct? Or
That is what I understand.
Yeah.
Plan that
So-
they had, they were doing away with it.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that's true.
yeah, so I think like we need to probably investigate that for the next budget, you know what I'm saying, like figure out what kind of. That's probably, as I'm looking through, anything that got. In my head, I guess, so, but if you ever look at something and have any questions. Along the way. And obviously, if something's getting way out of anything, you're gonna see something along the way as well, so, but it's like a halfway point to look at stuff. So, the other thing we're looking at tonight is the audit for the June 30th. This would be with our new auditor. So I don't know if you had a chance to look at it, there was a lot there.
It was like
And-
pages.
Yeah, so. There was a lot of verbiage, and like some of it. You know, like it said like disagreements with management, and I think, oh, there's disagreements, but then it says there is no disagreements, but it's like categories that they have that they highlight. And so, as far as what I read through, normally. When you look at an audit. The first few pages of the audit gives you is what you want to read to see if there's anything that they found.
Right.
And obviously we can look at the numbers and stuff like that. They had they had like 5 sheets that they wrote, which is, but I didn't see anything in there that everything looked like. Looked good, like there was no disagreements, and if there was something that was found, it was very minimal, and they told them, and it was corrected, and nothing that needed to be reported. So is what. In, I guess the short form. So did you guys read it, I guess, a little bit and decide the same thing, or?
I did, yeah. I mean, I didn't read the entirety of it, but I read a good portion of it for sure.
So the only thing that I read, let me see if I can find where it was. It said that they help basically make entries to make sure that our financial statements are within GAAP. They help with that portion of it, but that isn't unusual, and that they just need to point it out, kind of thing. So they guide them with the GAAP type stuff, which it's somewhat normal. So, but if someone was reading it, that's the only thing that I noticed. So besides that, it looked good. So I know on our agenda for tonight, there is a person coming in to consider being the building inspector. I was trying to figure out, I think we have money category for him. One of you guys can see if you can find it in our budget. At one point.
Are you looking for what we pay the county?
Yes,
It's $3,600 a year.
but what does that, what we have budgeted?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what we paid them the last, what is it, 5 years or so?
Okay. Well,
Like since 2012.
so I just wanted you guys to have aware of that. Cause that's gonna be a money situation. Obviously, we don't know what we're doing yet, but it'll come up. Okay, thanks for that. So, is there any other thing, I guess, that you can see on the
agenda that we need to talk about that would be money related?
Looks like there was a grant. From the DNR, that's. Not really our budget on this. $200,000 grant.
Yeah, we'll talk about that with the
Thousand.
people receiving, right? So. Right. Well, if there's nothing else, we'll have to look at our bills and pay the bills. All of them. At 6:16.